Okay, so here we go, let's review this quiz. If I want to, I can turn in all my projects the last week of class. Is that true or false?
False.
True.
That is false. Do I have a requirement on how much time needs to be in between the
Isn't that a
projects?
question?
What?
Isn't that a question?
That is a
It
question.
is, but I don't feel like going through each one of these questions.
1 week.
So, 1 week. 1 week in between each project.
What?
That does not include Campus Connection.
How many is that again?
1
One.
week,
Oh.
1 week in between turning in each project. So, what is the latest date that I can turn in my beauty projects and I won't have any time to revise them?
The,
November
the
11th.
day
November 11th.
The
So
day before
November
we're going.
11th is the latest day that I can turn in my beauty projects. Let me
That's the
pull
day
that
before
one
we're
up. Where is that?
The 11th. So we have to surrender on 11/11/11.
So November 11th, and remember, you have to get an 80% on your beauty projects before you can turn in anything else. So if you have given me a revision, I swear to you that I will check it today. I probably won't get it back to you till Thursday, but Thursday I should have back all your revisions if you give me your revisions. But remember that I need your original rubric. Yes, Chuck?
Legitimate question.
Yeah.
What if
What if?
we do not get an 80 on a revision and it's the 11th?
Well, here's the thing. Everyone's beauty shots that I have looked at so far needed like 4 points to get a revision. And most of them, if you change 1 or 2 things that I requested, you're probably gonna make up those 4 points. So I think the only way that you wouldn't get 80% on your revision is if you just went and threw out your old beauty shots and completely re-edited. Because then, you know, I have to regrade again. But if you just made the revisions that I asked, even if you only made half of them because you didn't have enough shots, you should be fine. What other questions did I have on here? Oh, when you make that continuity project, you want to make as many crazy transitions as possible, because when you're editing a continuity project, the big thing we want is to be able to notice as many transitions and edits as possible, right?
Only in Star Wars.
Right. So what would I recommend as your transitions in continuity? Either even if you're doing how to, or your scripted short. What should you be used?
Hard cut.
Yeah, you should just be using cuts. Occasionally, you know, if you're doing a scripted short, or you're doing a how-to and you're baking a cake, and obviously you're not going to stand there and wait for the oven to finish in 30 minutes. When you're trying to show time passing, then sometimes you can use a wipe or a dissolve. But if you use a transition in your continuity project, there has to be a reason for it. Not just, oh, look at this pretty transition, or look at this edit. So, you know, your transition should be motivated, because the continuity is supposed to be about trying to not draw attention to the edits.
Carol, I have a question about that.
Yes, I welcome
so-
questions.
So I'm not gonna do this. I'm just curious. Like, if you had the subject going from inside to
Uh-huh.
outside,
Uh-huh.
could you convey that with like a wipe?
Yeah, because you're changing location. Yeah.
He's going to do it, Karen.
No.
Well, I mean, it's just one of those things where if everything is the character in a different place, then you're missing the point of that project, which is to see if you can maintain continuity in a scene. So, you know, if you need it, like in the middle of it, you need to go from one location to another. Like I said, you're doing a how-to, and it's going to take a while for whatever to happen, then yeah, I get that. But if there's wipes and dissolves and pushes and diamond wipes and you're not the only one who did that. But if there's all kinds of crazy transitions, that's not going to be good. When I say professional lighting techniques, I always mean 3-point lighting and using electricity, right?
No.
No! What is professional lighting?
Just
Good
it
exposure.
looks good.
Good exposure, and you know, I'm kind of partial to a backlight. I really feel like that separates
No
the,
deep shadows.
We are very aware of your.
of my love of a backlight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it does
We'll
look
make that happen.
better. I mean,
Yeah.
I love a backlight. I tell but, you know. And, shot composition is not really that important, but when we do follow the rule of thirds, it should always be that the eyes are in the lower third of the screen, right?
Never.
No.
Unless you're, like, if you have a really tall person and a really short person,
You wanna
And then
split the difference.
and then the really short person wouldn't have a choice.
Yeah, well, you wanna split the difference, you wanna find the in-between,
Right, oh, right.
Yeah.
No.
or convince the tall person to kneel down or something. Now,
And,
like, if you're doing the scripted short, and there's a reason for shot composition being a little different, like, for example, I'm so outdated that I just watched, a movie this weekend with Ben Stiller. He worked for Life magazine. I can't remember the name.
Secret Life of Walter Mitty,
Yeah, that's it.
based on the novel.
Yeah, but within that movie, there were a lot of shots where his eyes were in basically the lower third, or at least the half of the screen. And obviously, the director did that for a very important purpose. It was to make him seem small and unimportant. So,
Insignificant,
yeah, so if you're changing your shot composition because you're, trying to create a feeling or a sense of something, I get that. But if you just forgot that your eyes are supposed to be in the upper third, that's not really a reason for bad shot composition.
That's a good
Okay.
call.